live. It's been about a year since I've done a Friday the 13th movie, so we're going to go on to the next episode of Jason Goes to Hell, the final Friday. About a year ago, I did Jason Takes Manhattan, and I kind of lied and said I'll be back soon, and it's been about a year, so I'm here again. And we're talking about a movie that I find endearing to me. I applaud Adam Marcus for taking this in a different direction to give us something new, give us something fresh. Now, I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but I kind of dig this one. So I went to see this on, it was like second or third. It wasn't opening night, but it was like the third night it was playing. And it was a packed audience. And I remember the beginning and started, and we had that old classic music. And you see a girl going down the road, passing the Camp Crystal Lake sign. Already I'm hyped. See that Camp Crystal Lake again, and she gets there. The typical horror storyline: girl alone in the woods in a cabin. And I'm not going to go through the whole movie, obviously, but the shock of all time hit me when we find out that that girl is an FBI agent set up to try to draw Jason out. And when they all start shooting, I'm thinking, oh, that Jason's gonna just kick their ass and blah blah blah. All of a sudden, they blow up Jason, and I'm sitting there going, "What the fuck did I just see?" They We're only like 10 minutes in, and Jason's dead. Like dead. Like, I mean, I know he's died, but like many times already. But like, he exploded. So of course, I'm thinking to myself, where are we going with this? Are we going to go like someone takes over? What are we doing here? And then we get a very intriguing story of how Jason's really an entity. What's the saying that Steven says? No, not Steven. Creighton Duke. I'll come back to Creighton in a second. Through a Voorhees was he born. Through a Voorhees may he be reborn, but only no. Through a Voorhees was he born. Through a Voorhees, he can die, but only through a Voorhees can be reborn. I probably fucked that whole thing up, but you get the gist of it. Basically, since he was born, uh, through a Voorhees, the only person that can kill him is someone who's a Voorhees, and only through a Voorhees can he be recreated as I guess you could say a human figure, but we all know Jason's not human, but a mortal figure, we'll call him. So we get introduced to Creighton Duke, who when he sees the explosion, the famous words, "I don't think so." I think I sounded like Creighton there too. Just saying. So we get introduced to uh, Diana Kimball, who is the long lost sister of Jason. We don't get much backstory on how we know this, or how Creighton knows this, but Creighton keeps telling her no matter where you go, no matter whatever, you're he's coming for you, and so Diana runs into her daughter's old boyfriend, who they have him and his girlfriend have a child with, and she wants to talk to Steven about their relationship and everything, but she tries to warn Steven on who they're related to, and of course we get a new version of Jason where he jumps into bodies, basically as a disguise, and we find out that Jessica is related to the Jason Voorhees, and how Diana wants Steven to basically know this information because if she dies, he's the only other one that's gonna know because Diana's never told her daughter Jessica about this, and Jessica just had, like I said, they just had a baby, so you know. So after Stephen witnesses, Diana being killed by by someone he knows, but he realizes like that's not who that was, and he has to try to warn the sheriff, who the sheriff's sweetheart was Diana. So it makes it look like Stephen's guilty. You know, no one's gonna believe that Jason Voorhees, who everybody knows blew up, is jumping in and out of bodies. So and we get this cool scene with Stephen and Creighton Duke, and Creighton is trying to tell Stephen how this is all possible, how they can kill Jason. And I'm like I said, I'm not going to go through the whole movie, but we got some really intriguing characters. I love Creighton Duke, and we have obviously we have Jessica Kimball, who's played by Carrie Keegan. Excellent character. Stephen, played by John D. LeMay, who was also in the Friday the 13th television series. No relation to the movie, but it was kind of a curious hiring move to bring a guy who was in a Friday the 13th series, nothing about Jason, into the actual series. So then we have Erin Gray, who plays Diana Kimball, and I know her from Silver Spoons, and man, I had a crush on her, and she still looks good in this movie. We have some great characters. We have what's his name? Stephen, who is also there's another American Maniacs, I think, the TV show. He's great. Then we have Rusty Schwimmer, who runs the diner. Excellent character. I will say, it's not a movie for every fan, because like a lot of fans, they want hockey mask Jason, kill all the teenagers, blah blah blah. But this gives us some mythos behind Jason Voorhees, and there's actually even a tease that Jason is a Deadite, because inside of the Voorhees house is a Necronomicon from the Evil Dead series. So hell, if they ever wanted to do a sequel to this, they could bring back Ash and do some kind of like Ash versus Jason type thing. I mean, I highly recommend this. I'm sure everybody's either seen it or maybe avoided it due to criticism, but if you haven't seen it, I would definitely check this one out. Kudos to Adam Marcus for this one. I love this movie. There's the diner scene alone is terrific. Another risque call is when Jason tries to basically put his soul into his heart into baby Stephanie, who's the daughter of Jessica Kimball and Stephen. That Adam, you took some risk, man, and I applaud you for that, because going after a baby, it's like, yeah. So, but Adam knows how I feel about this movie. I love this movie. I don't know if I normally do the ratings because I haven't watched those videos in a while, but out of a 5-star, I'm going to give this one a solid 4.5. And if you don't like it, hey, that's on you guys. But I love this movie. I definitely recommend seeing this movie. And if you haven't seen this movie and you're a fan of the other ones, please keep an open mind. don't think that this is going to be the run of the mill Friday the 13th movie. Um, I love the mythos behind Jason. I don't know. And then, of course, when you get that moment where Jason is reborn, holy hell. Like, what a great reappearance. And yeah, people criticize the lack of time we see Jason in this movie, but to me, the bodies he has taken over is still Jason to me. Yeah, it's not Kane Hodder Jason, but it's Jason's anger, Jason's torment, Jason's mentality. So it's still Jason to me. That's how I feel. But so just gonna talk about this a couple minutes more. Um, the score is great. Like I said, it's a classic score in the first 5 minutes, and then we go to a different intense score. Adam's brother is in this too. Kip Marcus, who plays Randy, the one of the police officers. There's a cool fight scene with like I guess more an anger scene between him and Steven, who are best friends in this movie, by the way. So there's some great kills in this movie. It's terrific. The tent scene is so friggin' intense. Easily, I'm gonna go on a wire here. Easily a top 5 kill in the series, easily, especially the unrated version. And we never get to see what happens to Tony the Wonder Llama, who wanted to have sex with that girl in the tent. I mean, I guess they had a little bit of fun and play, but Tony the Wonder Llama didn't get to display as much as he wanted to, I guess. I'm going to end on this note. The ending, probably one of my most favorite endings in the series. I can't tell you what it is, because then that would ruin it. Obviously, the people who've seen it know what I'm talking about. But, and also the jungle gym scene with Steven versus Jason. Steven never stood a chance. And I'm not saying if he died or not, but you gotta give it to Steven, though. He went all out to try to, like, protect. Kudos to you, Steven. John D. LeMay was terrific in this movie. So let me check at the time. So yeah, I know I said this before, but I will do another one probably within a month. And obviously the next movie is Jason X. And another movie that's off from the original storyline. I think the storyline for the original ended at 7. 8 kind of took its own direction with Jason finding a way to New York from a lake and on a boat. And then this one obviously was the mythos one. And then the next one's also Jason goes to space. So it's kind of like Alien. But that's not always a bad thing. Gotta love me some Alien movies. So maybe I'll do those in the future. But until next time, avoid Crystal Lake at all costs, or Jason will fuck your ass up. Much love. I don't know how to close. I'm just going to keep talking until I can close this.